What's up, guys? It's Jesse, and I know I'm in the dark and everything, and you guys can like barely see me, but I just seen a YouTube video that really hit close to home, um, with my life and everything and what I've been through. And this video was about um, this guy that is trying to do um, start up his like own YouTube and his own brand and company and everything. And he's a really determinate guy and super inspiring. Um, and there's not that many people like him, um, where they have a lot of energy and just liveliness um, towards a goal that they have in mind and everything. And I really connected with this guy personally, because he really reminded uh me of myself, especially when I was in high school and grade school and everything like that, where I was so focused on my studies and everything, my extracurriculars and everything and stuff like that. I had, or I still have a sense of direction, but then, I had this obsession of just, being having the best grades ever, and just, having that thought in my head of like, getting into the best colleges and stuff like that. Um, but the video that he made, the most recent video that he made, really hit close to home because it wasn't it wasn't good at all. It was a terrible thing about a terrible thing that happened to him, um while he was like making some content and stuff like that, and he actually uh got jumped by a couple people, four people I think. And you could see in the video is like it is pretty like explicit on his emotions and stuff like that, and like you can actually see like his face swollen, and like it's bruised from this guy punching him and stuff like that, and it's pretty brutal and serious. And it really just made me shut the fuck up and just listen to him, throughout the entire video. And what he said was really um what I've gone through uh during especially my senior year in high school. And he basically, well, like, along with getting fucking jumped by people, this guy literally fucking crashed his car, got kicked out of his house. So it's just a fucking just bad shit just stacking up on each other, just one thing after another. You can't catch a break, basically. And that video was basically him cursing out every bad thing that happened to him, but you know, just ensuring his audience that he won't stop, and he's gonna keep going even though everything seems like it's against him, and how like the world is basically just like throwing shit at him for no fucking reason, right? And how life is so tough. And that really, kind of inspired me and made me reflect on my own life as well. Um, just reflecting back onto the senior year of my high school. Um, just a ton of bad shit that happened to me as well. And um how it felt suffocating, like just life was against me. I wasn't even against like anyone. It was just like it's like I was just going against God or something. Like they were just fucking some inanimate force, some extraordinary force just fucking started pummeling me and just like beating me the fuck up. That's what it felt like then. And you just feel hopeless and just helpless at the moment. And um I was really mad and also just confused on why um I didn't get as much help as I wanted, when I was so low at that point. Um I was, you know, depleted physically, mentally, and even like financially and stuff like that. Just everything personal. I was at an all-time low during that year, and it I was, for the first time in my life, I was so lost. I just had no idea what I was gonna do, you know, from that point on. Like I literally I didn't know what I was gonna do. Like I thought I had a sense of direction and a goal set and how I was gonna follow through that. But I just that year and in that moment I just, you know, I I just didn't have any motivation for anything. I wasn't moving in a direction at all. And it just felt like I was existing, you know. I wasn't living at all. But with time and some reflection that I did um while I was like in bed and everything and like staying up at night, I thought to myself like what I was doing all of this fucking suffering and bullshit for, while I was, living for. And that kind of enlarged the picture for me, I guess. Um it really just opened my eyes um on why I was doing all of this fucking shit for and going through all of this shit for. And I also realized how tunnel visioned I was. Like I was focusing on the wrong things, and how, I took all that suffering the wrong way. Uh, and with time, I realized, all this bullshit that I've gone through, it really is just a lesson and a way of life just making you tougher. And I know it's like cliche and everything, but like when they say it's a test, it kind of is a test um, of life just throwing shit at you and seeing if you can stand. Because if you can stand through the strongest winds and the fucking heaviest rocks that are thrown at you, right? You're fucking unstoppable. And, you know, I it took about a year for me to fully embrace that and just move on with my life and just do shit and be productive and everything. And, after a year I looked back on it um, and I just never felt a single resentment or regret of going through those experiences. And you know, if someone asks me if I could go back in time, if I would change anything, I won't, because I firmly believe that all the shit and bullshit and even the good things, that I've gone through, it led to this very specific moment. And this moment is essential for, my success. And it was supposed to happen. Like, I was supposed to experience this. And this is how I was gonna get stronger. And it's true. I started doing all kinds of shit that I wasn't doing that much before. Uh, going to the gym, not just going to the gym, at school, not just about fucking grades and getting A's and shit like that, but actually learning and studying the material that, I receive, and just living life and not letting it fucking go to you, You have to pursue it yourself and take a step forward, or else, you know, that shit's just gonna slip. And, by the time you know it, you're just gonna be old, full of fucking hatred and resentment and pity towards yourself for not fucking doing the right thing at that moment, you know, when it was more possible. And, that the having the thought of that as well inspires you. Really inspired me to start doing shit and picking up my fucking stuff and going to work, because that's just how you're gonna have to move. You know, there's no one else, nothing else. You can't just sit there and think that you're gonna fucking go somewhere. You're gonna have to do it. You don't want to fucking do shit, then you're not gonna get shit done. That's pretty much it. Fucking cliche, but it really is. And no one's gonna wipe your ass for you. Um, and yeah, that's uh, that's pretty much it. And I hope you guys start doing shit if you weren't already.